So, Isabits,
Hi.
you are you are a returning cast member. You are playing Piper Crane again, who 6 months ago, um, even then you were still maybe you consider yourself a beginner witch, but you've been doing some work on yourself, and it probably doesn't help that the last group of supernatural teens that you knew have all essentially gone missing.
Yeah.
Um, no one's heard specifically from Aaron in about 6 months. He went away to do a normal patrol under the advisement of his watcher, which is something Ocean Heights has needed now that they're up to three cemeteries. It's really started to get to Sunnydale territory. Um, how are you doing with that?
Um, it's been hard because I I'm the only one left out of that group, and I'm honestly a little worried that whatever happened to them is going to happen to me. I'm concerned for their safety and where they are, and I would very much like to find them and bring them home.
Have you or your player character Isabets had any trouble sleeping over the matter? How does the rest come to you?
Um, right after everybody disappeared, I had a really hard time sleeping. Um, I was really afraid for them, for myself. Um, but I started kind of practicing more. Um, and I'm feeling more confident in my magical abilities. So I feel more confident that I can protect myself. So sleep has come a little bit easier in the last, I'd say, maybe 2 months.
Good. Hold on to that. While you ruminate on the idea of sleep becoming easier, most people who are listening to your voice are saying your fabulous, beautiful face know you as Isabets, she who makes all things happen at Shadows of Nox because you do all the editing and
I do.
all of the tech stuff for at least for Power. In my world, you're the center of my universe as it is.
Aw,
So yes,
that's so sweet.
yes.
Um,
Yeah, go feel free to introduce yourself. By the time this is out live, your stream idea will probably have started already, but you can totally
hopefully.
introduce anything that you want to. Yeah.
I am Elizabeth or Isbits. You can find me all over Master of Rem and Shadows of Nox as a player, as a GM. Um, Currently, I am in the Power Rangers podcast. We are hopefully going to start recording season 3 soon. And seasons 1 and 2. Season 1 will be re released on Shadows of Nox by the time you see this, and season 2 will also be on Shadows of Nox for your listening pleasure. I am the Red Ranger, Jane Russell, in the podcast. I am
Or your
also.
listening tears, if it's not pleasure for your listening tears,
This is
whatever kind of
true.
listening you want to do.
There might be tears. There were tears from all of the players at some point. I am also Jules Verne, the Blue Ranger for Power Rangers Centurion, which you can find on Shadows of Nox every other Wednesday. Um, Hopefully, by the time you're seeing this, my Call of Cthulhu game will be out and we will be playing. I will be running a story that I wrote in the Call of Cthulhu worlds. So that's going to be fun. Um, where else? For right
You
now,
are
that's it.
you're Yellow Ranger on some
I
other program.
am.
You do stuff outside of Rem and Shadows of Nox. I don't know how you find the time.
I don't either. Every other Tuesday, hopefully we'll be. Hopefully by the time this is running, we will have started back up. I am on Lucas G Variety as the Yellow Ranger, Tessa, um, and yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
I do editing for Shadows of Nox and Master of Rem, um, and I'm just here to have fun.
The only warning I ever give about Isabits is never give her a grow fork in a park because she will stab you.
It's a terrible idea. Don't give me a blade blaster either, because I
Terrible.
will shoot you.
I think it's hilarious, and I'm super excited.
Unless you're the enemy. If you're the enemy, you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. I have not been taking notes about all the shooting you've done, by the way. Have not been taking notes for
Amazing.
future things.
Amazing.
All right. So, Piper, you know you are dreaming. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not going to make you roll for it because you were kind of in tuned with. You were at a point in your life where you were on the threshold of needing to find a coven, a mentor, someone. You can't get any higher in progression until you've essentially got a group with you,
Okay.
which makes the past 6 months especially not great because even if you weren't a slayer, Watcher's kind of Witch's best friend in a way because they have all the books that you don't have, or at least they can lie to you and tell you they don't have the books, which is probably why this stream especially stands out.
Okay.
You are standing in front of a house. The door is open and off its hinges, and inside the house, you can hear screaming. It is a two level house with a wraparound porch, and you can't see the backyard, but you know there is a backyard.
Do I recognize the house?
Yes, unfortunately.
Is it the house that we were all at?
Yes, actually, I wrote down the address, so I can give you the address because you can see it. It is 1124 Vintner Vine Avenue, as sold by Cindy Scheller Sophis, Realtor of Ocean Heights. It is the same time of evening as the time when you accompanied all of your friends to that house. And it was not the only adventure you had together, but it was kind of the first big one. And now you're back at this house, but there's screaming coming from inside.
I am. Actually, let me see. I have a spell, but now I have to remember what it does because it's been a minute.
That's perfectly fine. That's why I created Piper's Spellbook in our Roll 20.
Oh, that's right, you did. I forgot you did that. Hold on, that's way easier.
Yes.
Piper Spellbook. Okay.
I might want to make my players cry every now and then, but I also like to be helpful as I can.
Oh, right. Okay. Um, I would like. Um, I would like to try the pull the curtains back to see if there's any magic going on in the house.
All right. So
As long as I have my
here's.
bag with me in my dream, because that's where I keep all my spell components.
Well, I think that's the first thing we're going to do. I'm going to make you roll to see if you have your bag with you.
Okay.
Um, because it's a dream. So we're going to see if you have it with you. Most of your rolls will be willpower based, because that's the magic system here.
Okay.
But I'm actually going to have you roll for perception to see if you have it with you.
Okay.
So it would be perception would be your attribute, and if you have notice skill or if you have some type of skill you think would be helpful, even the occultism skill because you're looking for your magic stuff. And this system is of course D10 based, so you're always going to roll a D10 plus an attribute plus whatever skills would
Okay.
be helpful.
So would that be the modifier?
Um, I'm not sure what your question means.
So on roll 20, if I click willpower, I get a box that pops up that says modifiers. So do I
Oh,
put the skill number in the modifier? I don't remember.
I let's say yes for argument's sake, because I don't remember because you just have people roll a d10 and then add manually. But you can do whatever you want to do.
I got a 15.
You got a 15. Great. Uh, you have your bag with you. You were relatively prepared for this because you knew there was some kind of cult thing going on. You're all women identified and you're like, yay women and things like that. But this was going too far even in your book. So the power level for Tier la Cochère, or Pull the Curtains Back, it requires a Circle of Blessed Sand and a spell recitation. It does require no prolonged conversations after, because it can break your concentration. Um, so you do still have to say whatever spell you want to do as you're doing your Circle of Blessed Sand, but you can go ahead and do that.
Okay.
Um, I'm going to have you roll to see how well it goes once you know what you want your spell to say. You sound like.
Okay. Um, well, since the spell will hopefully allow me to see all magic surrounding this area, um, the spell that she says is probably something along the lines of let me see all magic that's hidden in this home. Um, um, let me give me the sight to see anything that might hurt me, or something along those lines.
All right. And you're going to want to give me a willpower plus occultism roll.
Willpower plus occultism. I'm just gonna roll a d10 since that's easier.
Yeah, it's so that's something great about the system is there are some like mechanical things that feel like a drag it down, but a D10 plus a attribute plus a skill is actually a pretty nice system.
Okay, so my willpower is 5, my occultism is 4, so it's gonna be a d10 plus 9.
Yes.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
It's going to be a 15 because you have a -1 penalty because it's your someone known spell. But a 15 is still higher than 9, which is really the rubric you need to meet for most things in this game. Um, the entire house shimmers a little bit as the eye blinks. Like it's that thing when you're in VR
Mm-hmm.
and like someone like nudges you the wrong way, so everything in the video game kind of goes weird for a second. It's that, but then it's back. The screaming becomes more insistent from
Okay.
inside the house.
Is it just one person screaming, or does it sound like multiple screams?
You're gonna hate that you asked that question.
I know.
I want you to give me a willpower plus let me see here. Give me a willpower plus oh, shoot, what is it? I wrote it down. I was so good. I felt so cool. Um willpower plus knowledge.
All right, so that's gonna be a d10 plus 7. 10 total.
You are hearing screams that are your friends' screams.
Oh, okay. Um, the the shimmer that I see from the magic around the house, is it similar to what I saw that night?
It's it's like someone is trying to recreate this.
Okay.
Like either your brain is trying to recreate this or something is happening.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
Um, I'm gonna go in the house. If my friends, I know this is a dream, but I need to see. I need to see what's happening.
Great. Give me a dexterity. Give me a yeah, just a D10 plus dexterity. So just
Okay.
give me that dexterity roll.
It's an 8.
It's an 8.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a vampire leaps on you from the staircase before you can see anything within the house, and it's the same junior vampire that leapt on you the first time.
Ah, I would like to do the same thing I did last time because if I remember correctly, I used telepathy or not telepathy. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Use
What?
telekinesis.
Thank you. I knew it was
Yeah.
something. To push him off of me.
So essentially, that is a willpower plus occultism,
Okay.
and each level of your sorcery that you have becomes essentially one strength for if you succeed on this roll.
Okay. So that is a D10 plus 9. What is that? That is a 9, 10, 11, 12, 16 total.
16. You do almost the same action. You shove them against the wall again. Uh, they don't dust, but they're stunned. And that's when you can see the rest of the hallway. And whereas the first time, everything succeeded, this time, you're looking at all of your friends having their throats ripped out, essentially.
This
It's
isn't right.
like all the success you had last time is being rewritten.
This isn't right. This isn't what happened. Um so last time there was something in the backyard. There was a statue, I believe, in the backyard that we had to destroy. Um, I would like to make my way to the backyard.
All right. As you try to make your way to the backyard, you notice that there is a woman in the kitchen that was not there before, but unfortunately, I need you to give me a dexterity, plus if you have any fighting skill that you think you have.
um, um, so, okay, I don't know if this is what you're talking about or if you are talking about one of like the actual under. So, are you talking about something under skills or under combat?
So basically, you would do a dexterity roll,
Uh huh.
and then it's always your skills. So under
Okay.
combat, this is like the bonus you get for succeeding
Okay.
on the roll. So for you, because you're not really necessarily a combat heavy character, you could do something like your acrobatics to try
Mm-hmm.
to get out of it, or you could just be like straight strength, do dexterity plus strength, and try to like punch your way out of it, essentially.
Um, would I be able to do dexterity plus my occultism to try to push them away from me with my mind?
No,
Okay.
that's a spell. That's like a willpower thing.
Okay.
Dexterity is always going to be like a movement doing a thing. It's one of the physical
Okay.
attributes, as I call it.
I think I'm gonna do dex and strength because that's higher than my acrobatics.
That's fair. I want to give you the best shot I can give you.
I got a 10
Do
total. Oh, sorry, go
10.
ahead.
Okay, I was going to say you could always add in a point for good luck since you do have a good luck quality.
Actually, I'm
But you
sorry, I
don't need it.
lied. It's a 12, not a 10.
But, okay. Well, you needed to get 9, so
Oh,
you did
okay.
pretty good regardless. Um, that junior vampire is like grappling at you, trying to get to your neck, but also keeping you from moving down the hallway.
Okay. As they come towards me,
By the
um,
way, this is the one that you dusted the last time you did this, and they didn't dust like they did. The
okay.
sconce that they ran into,
Mm-hmm.
where they just happened to dust,
Right.
was not there this time.
Interesting. Okay. Um, So as they come towards me, I kind of move to the side just in time, and then swing around and give them a left hook in their head to try to knock them away from me. And then I would like to continue down the hall unless I am actually grappled.
They hiss at you, but the 12 means you're not grappled thus far. But they are not far behind. But they're not a high level vamp. They're just not like a fledgling. Um, you do reach the kitchen, and there's a woman in white standing there, and she has curly black hair, and she's like mixing cookie batter or something like that. And she goes, "Oh, hello, dear. Welcome."
Is she a vampire? Can I tell?
Not that you can tell.
Okay. You shouldn't be here. This is not the time nor the place to be making cookies.
Oh, dear, it's always the time and place to make cookies. Mother loves you, Piper. Would you like a cookie?
No. Did you just call yourself
Oh,
mother?
well, everyone calls me Mother. That's who I am. I'm the mother. You're looking for a mother, aren't you? Every witch needs a mother, after all.
No, I'm not. I'm not looking for a mother. I'm looking for my friends.
Your friends? Oh, poor dear. They're all dead. Mother's here to protect you, but only if you want to be protected. And at that point, the junior vamp like busts into the kitchen, and you actually are now grappled by that vampire.
Okay. Um, I would like to forget about Crazy Pants making cookies for a minute, and I want to try to get out of the grapple.
That's fine. You can use a spell in combat.
Okay.
You don't have like a thing in this game that I can tell where you get exhausted unless you try to do too many at once. Like you have like a tank, but a level 5 sorcery. And you are in a dream. Um,
Okay.
so
Um, I kind of want to try Jet of Flame to see if that's gonna work, but at the same time, I kind of just want to push them off of me.
I mean, it's up to you what you do. You're a witch who gets things done, so that's the important thing, really.
um, yeah, I want to try Jet of Flame.
All right, let's look at Jet of Flame. So, Jet of Flame is a spell you've only really like in theory heard about. Maybe you saw someone doing it once in like a YouTube video. They didn't know they were being filmed doing it. Yeah, they had YouTube back in 2003, 2005 ish. It's very obscure. Um, so you are a witch, so you don't need to meditate to do this. Um, but you have a -3 penalty because you've only just really heard of it. You've only maybe tried it once, it didn't work. So you need to do that willpower plus occultism while you say Incendere and see what happens.
All right, yeah. The guy comes up behind and grabs her, and without thinking, she shouts "Incendiary," and um, is it my willpower and my occultism?
Yes, it's willpower plus occultism.
Um, uh, so I rolled a 17 total, so -3 is
Yeah.
14. Did I do that math right?
Yes. So you do the jet of flame, and you jet of flame this vampire. This vampire is now very angry and on fire. But the woman just chuckles and go, "Oh dear, now you're making a mess in my kitchen. That's a problem."
I did it! I did it! I actually did it! It worked!
That's because I wanted you to.
No, I think I'm just that good.
Mother does love confidence in her daughters.
I think you need to drop this whole mother daughter thing because you're not my mom, and I am definitely not your daughter.
Oh, that's what my other daughter said. But the problem with daughters denying their mothers is that that makes mother a little mad. And she kind of looks at the vampire on fire, and all of a sudden there's two other vampires on fire in the kitchen. The kitchen is on fire, and she goes, Mother forgives you, but Mother's not happy. And she disappears, and now the kitchen you were standing in is on fire. Because there are three flaming vampires
Right.
literally like bouncing around the room.
Right. Um, I am gonna continue through the out the kitchen the way that I was traveling to get out back. Um,
Yeah. Every time you try one of the vampire pinballs, and now it's getting a little hard to see because it's getting smoky.
um, Let me see what I can do about that.
Give me a willpower uh, and occultism.
Okay. 16?
So normally flame creates smoke when it's not contained. So the black smoke originally didn't seem so weird. Um, but as you are kind of assessing the situation, it's black, but it's not smoke. They're black rose petals that are like grouping at the top of the ceiling of the kitchen there, but they're grouping like smoke would.
Can I reach out and grab and like
When you reach out and grab, they start falling down and they start to like blind you because there's so many of them. And then you start coughing like it's a fire,
okay.
and you start coughing up black rose petals.
Um I want to try to will myself to wake up from this dream.
I will let you attempt that. I will actually let you do that with a um, yeah. Just give me a willpower. Do you have any levels in that? Give me a willpower plus influence.
Okay, so that's going to be 7 total. 15?
15. So you do wake up in your bed in your room, but you feel very warm, and you are coughing in real life, and you are coughing up black rose petals.
Oh, it's just a dream. I'm going to like close my eyes and tell myself it was just a dream. It's just a dream. When I open my eyes, am I still coughing? Are the rose petals still there?
The rose petals are still there. You're no longer coughing them up, but for like a couple of seconds, it was very like I like you were having trouble breathing almost because you were just black rose petals. But now they
Okay.
are on your person and they are real.
I'm gonna go into my closet where I keep a lot of my witchy components and ingredients. Um, Inside one of the boxes on the floor, I have some empty uh, glass jars that I use for spell jars, and I'm gonna put some of the black roses in the spell jar and cork it just so that I have them.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with them yet because I'm not really sure what I think, but I'm gonna keep them in a jar.
Yeah, that's probably good practice. Also, having little jars is cute. It's part of the Great Witch aesthetic, really, honestly. Um, it is morning.
Okay.
as well is the thing, and you do have school. Um, Not many people have mentioned that there are some students missing, but then again, at Carter Havens High, after the rumors from the Sunnydale kids started moving in, it's not really weird anymore. The mail person does come by, and you do have a couple of letters on old yellow envelopes and yellow parchment that you know are from some like Californian covens that are like, "Hey, we can kind of tell you've got a signature going on. What's up, girl? How you doing?" Um, there's also a coupon for it looks like a burger joint called Sir Shakes. It's got like a red and white motif, kind of vintage looking. Um, Free meal, free combo meal. It's like a grand opening weekend. Nice.
I will put the letters and the coupon without really even thinking about it. I'll just kind of put everything into my messenger bag that I take to school with me. Um, I have a question for you. When the people go missing, are there newspaper reports about it?
There were in the beginning,
Okay, but not so much
but
anymore.
yeah, now it's like it's become so commonplace that it's a little heartbreaking for you,
Okay.
especially because um, you'd heard stories from the kids of Sunnydale, like trying to get their friends to think about people that had gone missing, and they just like wouldn't. It was like a weird spell that no one had a name for. Like someone goes missing, but then no one wants to talk about them going missing.
Right. Okay. So she probably has a notebook where she's trying to keep track of people that go missing. Um, in the beginning, she would have read through the newspapers to try to like make notes of anybody that they said have disappeared. Once they stopped reporting on it, she especially takes note when she goes to school if any of the students have been missing for more than a couple of days, and then she just kind of keeps track of um, who's gone, and then she tries to talk to like their group of friends to find out like are they on vacation, did something happen to them, are they sick, just to try to figure out who's actually missing and who has a reason for not being in school, if that makes sense.
So you start to get called Veronica Mars a lot as people start to think of you. And that I'm sorry, you should have been drinking when I said that. But people kind of before you were slightly pariah because you're doing like the goth girl thing a little bit because you're doing the witch aesthetic. Now, when you approach people at their locker at school, they kind of it's more like they're humoring you than anything else. A couple of students like take you seriously, like "oh, sweetie" sort of way, but mostly the only person that really enjoys talking to you now is Mayhew Miskagill, who has taken it on their person to try to serenade you in the hallways as their next goth girlfriend. Like it's that, yeah, and he has the resources to do it a lot. So it's
He is the one
there
person
was a
who I want to
there
talk to.
was like a mariachi band once even, and it was
Yes.
super uncomfortable and not PC even for like 2003 2005. Like it was that.
Yeah, I try to avoid him. Um, I'm still not quite sure how it backfired on me this way. Um, he should have wanted to stay away from me after I did what I did, but I'm not really sure how this
No, he's
happened.
he's 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 into it now. He's everything but like a leather collar leash thing, like take me to the mall,
Oh
mommy sort of thing.
my.
Yeah, his
Oh,
sisters aren't really talking to him right now. He's gotten a little strange since he closed down the Future Tech Bros of America Club. So
that's terrifying. And
yes.
I am not here for
Uh,
that.
so one weird slash amusing thing is that the whatever Sir Shakes is, they've really hired out for budget because across the street from school, And you find out from whispers of people kind of agog that they can't cross campus to be on campus property because they are private business.
Mm-hmm.
But there's like this poor dude in like a night outfit trying to hand out the same coupon that you got. Like, come to Sir Shakes, free meals, lots of photo opportunities. Sir Shakes welcomes you. Their visor like closes halfway through the speech, so like the second half is completely mumbled. But they look like they're going to boil alive in that suit a little bit because it's like shiny and metal, and it's California. So
I'm gonna take a bottle of water. I'm gonna get a bottle of water from one of the vending machines. I'm assuming we have vending machines that have bottles of water in them, or is that not the right spot?
most of them have Fruitopia in them still. There's like one vending machine at the back school with bottles of water. Most of it is like kiwi, strawberry, fruit explosion, Fruitopia. It's zesty. I don't remember what the tagline was for Fruitopia
Yeah, I
drinks.
don't either. I'll just get one of those and I'll take it to the guy in the suit and just be like, you're gonna dehydrate if you stay in that suit for too long. Here, and I'll just hand it to
Oh,
him.
that's nice. Thank you for not pointing and laughing at me. Please come to
Everybody,
Sir Shakes so that I can go back to being assistant general manager of Sir Shakes.
I have a coupon, so I'll check it out. But you be careful because it's really hot in that suit. You're gonna dehydrate and you're gonna get like heat stroke.
You're really nice.
Thank you.
He leans forward a little bit. Don't order the burger, no matter how good it smells. Just get the fries. The fries are safe, okay?
Okay, thank you for the tip. I need
And
some.
then he goes back. Yeah, he goes back to like doing the work. But you were definitely just warned by an employee not to eat the burger, which was kind of weird. 'Cause that's like the whole thing on the flyer is like the
Right.
burger combo meal, woo, kind of thing.
She's gonna pull out her Veronica Mars notebook and make note of what the guy said.
You actually have a picture of like Kristen Bell on the cover that you like printed off at the Grandis Research Center. Um, yeah,
I
I
can't
mean it's
even
not the
confirm
worst
nor
way to live your
deny.
life, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, so you go. It's just because you're other that you're going to notice this without me really having to give you a perception roll for this. People are a little tired this morning. The people that have parents that drop them off have like big Starbucks, and this was back when Starbucks was mostly hot coffees in the morning for people. And like people are dragging butt a little bit this morning. Um, it's not until about second period when you're going to refill your water bottle because that's free instead of like the 250 for the water bottles in the cold vending machine.
Definitely.
That you see, well, you wouldn't call her your friend, but you actually have like a class with her, science. You're pretty sure some kind of class. You don't pay that much attention to the class. That's how good it is. Um, your friend Carol, um, with this girl that you've seen around campus, but you don't know very well. And they seem to be talking about something, and you notice that Carol has some black rose petals in her bag, in her locker. Like she's trying to like keep them hidden, but you're Veronica Mars now,
I
so you
am,
notice
yeah.
these type of things.
Um, I want to get closer so I can hear what they're talking about.
Uh,
I wanna do like my full Veronica
what?
Mars impression, and I want to try to overhear
Fabulous.
what they're saying.
I'm gonna have you give me. So this is actually a role you can do.
Okay.
Uh, and this is, let's see, you can do that. There is actually like a, so all perception in this game is active. So this is like a perception perception plus notice is what it'll be.
Okay.
Um, yeah,
Plus 5. 10 total.
you got a 10. They're talking about something. Uh, something to do with it's a little hard to hear because they're keeping their voices down, but they're definitely talking about something urgent, and you get the impression that it wouldn't be insane if it was linked. But you hear them talking about going into the bathroom to like change a dressing or something like that. And you do know what bathroom they're going to go to because, God love her, but Carol is not who you'd call popular. So Carol's probably going to suggest the unpopular girls' bathroom, which will take a little bit to get through unless you like go through the empty home ec classroom that they've decided they're not going to do home ec for anymore. So you can get there before they get there.
I would like to do that.
Right. So you do get there before they get there, and you're pretty good at getting into like a stall so you don't hear, so that when they come in and they start talking, and Carol talks about a dream and about a woman called Mother and some like weird baptism thing, you're like, hmm, that's very religious and kind of on brand for Carol because you know Carol's family is like super Catholic during the holidays.
Right.
Like her whole like she had like a whole thing about St. Patrick's Day in class once, and it was like kind of uncomfortable how much it was anti-pagan, but like you could hear Carol's parents more than Carol in that. But it was definitely the dream that she had that she seems to forget the moment she talks about it. Um, yeah, it seems like both of them had dreams. From what you can guess, I'll give you the Veronica Mars news of it. One of them said yes, apparently, and one of them said no. And the one that said no isn't having trouble. You don't know much about the person that said no. You recognize their voice, but you can't really you don't have any classes with them, so you can't really figure out who they are. You don't think you've ever talked to them about missing people that you can think of.
Okay. I'm in the stall with my Veronica Mars notebook, and I'm writing down everything that I hear. Um, and in the margins, I'm writing new girl question mark. Is she the one that Mother was talking about? Um, Maybe she has information. Must follow her. Um, so she is going to be my focus from now on.
That's fair. That is fair, which is good because Carol did track in eighth grade. So when Carol runs out of the bathroom with this mysterious girl who's kind of got some cool 2003 scene clothing on, as it were, you're not surprised that new girl can't keep up with Carol. But you're also kind of surprised at how hard Carol worked at keeping it together. Carol is the type of person that likes to almost exist to not be noticed. Um, and the same could be said to you in some ways, except unfortunately, after your new mysterious friend is caught by the assistant principal, you are also approached by the assistant principal, and the assistant principal goes, "Two in one day. Why is it you kids can't stay in classes? What is wrong with all of you?"
I was in the restroom. I had lady problems, so I apologize. I'm on my way back to class now.
Yes, I know I'm required by state law. Something, something, lady promises, please. Go back to class or back to the library. We reopened the library for all of you. If it's that big a deal, just go to the library. Like we tear down that wall for nothing? Jeez.
I was just on my way to the library now. Thank you. And I'm gonna go to the library, I guess.
All right. Yeah, it is a small school library. You know that it does share a wall with Grantis and has like a secret hallway that Aaron and their watcher were using, but you haven't been back in that hallway. And of course, with Mayhew acting so weird, going to Grantis is difficult because if Mayhew knows you're there, you're going to get something, and it's not what you want. So.
Yeah. I do not want a repeat of the orchestra that followed me around for like 4 hours. I just can't deal
It's
with that.
true.
The
Also
bagpipes?
the only song they knew was Juan Tanamero, which was probably not the song that you wanted to be serenaded with, anyways.
No. So yeah, I'll
So, is there
go.
any? Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I was just saying I was gonna go to the
No.
library.
It is a pretty standard library. They did hire a librarian, and the librarian is drinking like a lot of coffee. The librarian is fairly young. They look like they just came out of the UC school system. Um, and they're just kind of sitting there sipping coffee, and they're kind of muttering to themselves about Sir Shakes and how dumb this restaurant sounds and how they hope it fails. And also because they don't want to have to look at their ex-boyfriend anymore outside of their place of business. So apparently the librarian knows the dude who's in the night costume.
Interesting. Um, I'm gonna go up to the librarian and say, "Oh, are you talking about the weird guy out there in like the weird suit trying to get everybody to come to this new restaurant or whatever?"
Yes, and he was supposed to be the assistant general manager. It's so gross that they're making the assistant general manager do all the work close to my place of business. Like, we're broken up. Go get a job at, like, Muffler Midas or whatever it's called. I don't want you here. Ugh.
Oh, God, I
Also, welcome to
know.
the library. We're a library. There's books and stuff. No one reads books anymore. It's all on the internet. You'll find it. You'll be fine.
Right? Yeah. Um. So, do I recognize the librarian? Like, or is she new?
She's new, and she's also kind of surprised. Like, people just aren't coming into the library that she can tell, and she's not really going out to the public to let them know the library is reopened. There was no like pizza party. Hey, we have a library again. It was more like, here are the books if you need the books. Whatever.
The window that the guy is, her ex boyfriend is he out in front of the restaurant or is he like down the street or like did he
Oh,
just like take
so
a corner or is he like actually outside the restaurant?
uh, so the so Sir Shakes is not next to the school. You are gonna have to like travel to get there.
Okay.
But he was standing on the road on the opposite side of the school, so he wouldn't be on school premises. So he was like on the sidewalk, but he was facing like the walkway coming up. So most students would have to go by him to get to the crosswalk to get to the school, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was just curious because I was gonna say if the restaurant was right there, she was gonna kind of get a book and pretend to read while she watched people go in and out to see if they were different coming out than when they went in. But she could do that later.
Uh, yeah, it's kind of weird. The more Denise talks, you start to hear about the fact that Sir Shakes is only open starting at 4 p.m. Like it's like a 4 to 10 scenario. So they don't even open for lunch in this place that's supposed to be this magical experience for everyone wanting burgers that you apparently should not eat, as the
Yeah.
assistant general manager is warning you about the food, which is kind of weird.
So I kind of want to do something stupid. Um, the the
I won't stop you.
the tunnel that leads from the library um to the place. Um, would I be able to get through the tunnel and outside of the school going that way?
You haven't tried it yet
Okay.
because you aren't sure if Aaron's going to be back, and you aren't sure if their watcher had like a security system or not, and you never really got to ask. Um, but you can try it if you want. It seems like the librarian isn't really paying too much attention, so like, you could fake going to look for like a Russian autobiography or something, and probably she'd just go right back to her magazine, maybe.
Yeah, I want to do that.
All right. Give me Give me a perception plus getting medieval, or a perception plus your perception plus knowledge is strong. Let's do perception plus knowledge.
Okay. 5, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13. Yeah, there's a whole section that is Russian themed, which is a little weird for a school in California. But no one seems to be questioning anything, so you can definitely open a book that is attached to like the little lever. It's very Scooby Doo. Like when you pick the book, it's gonna swing it a little bit, and you can get in there, and then it's gonna swing back. The question is, how bad is this gonna hurt you psychically? Is it gonna like distract you? Um, because you haven't really been in there in a while.
So her plan is to hopefully not focus on the fact that her friends are missing and that she hasn't been back here since then. She's looking for a quick way out of the school without anybody noticing her. Because what time of day is it right now?
It's about 1 p.m. So
Okay.
you still have like it would be after lunch, and now is probably the best time to leave.
Okay.
Because there'd be a couple more periods left. But again, you're not quite a pariah, but like no one's going to necessarily be sad if you're not in class.
Right. She wants to check out Sir Shakes while it's not open.
That's fair. Um, so you can make a decision here.
Okay.
You can risk because there is a part of the wall that wasn't patched up, but it is movable now. So a lower level vamp wouldn't know if they're trying to come in from the sewer system. So you can try the sewer system to be super sneaky, but you risk vampire attack, or you can just go out through Grantis and risk Mayhew seeing you.
I'm gonna risk Mayhew.
Okay. I was hoping you were going to risk the vampires. Oh darn. That's okay. I'll get you
I
some
mean,
other
I can
way.
do that if you would prefer.
No, no, I want to go with your first instinct. So, Grantis is not as busy as it used to be. Some students still use it, but without like funding from the Mescagill family, it's kind of gone Barnes and Nobly because they had to get the funding from somewhere. So you do have to dodge a couple of over enthusiastic employees asking you what book you need for class. Um, but otherwise, no one is part of your superpowers, as it were. Is that nobody really wants to pay attention to you so much. And of course, once you're out on the street, adults don't care if you're skipping school, so whatever. Um, you get to where Sir Shakes is. There's one car in the parking lot, but all of the shades are down and everything. It does give you a very vintage feel, very red and white, white with like red pinstriping. It has one of those awnings. Um, all the shades are down, so you can't see inside, but it looks like the parking lot wraps all around the building.
Okay. Are there? I'm guessing there's windows that I could like peek in.
Uh, Not really. I
Okay.
think you're gonna have to either try a door or just try to pick a lock, as it were, to get in. Um,
Okay. Um.
there is a window, but you will have to climb onto a dumpster to get on there, and that's really up to you. It's you can't tell if the window is like big enough to like shimmy through, nor can you tell where the window lets out at. So
Right. I'm gonna kind of mosey on to the back and try the back door and see if it's unlocked.
sure. I want you to give me a Constitution uh plus notice.
Before I do that, can I do one thing? Can I
Always.
cast Quick Illusion on? Actually, I don't know if this will work. Can I cast Quick Illusion around me so anybody that looks at me sees somebody different?
Let me double check what Quick Illusion does from your spellbook. There it is. Uh, you can do it, but it will be up to 3 yards away. So I guess that doesn't preclude the ability to just like have it next to you.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, if you're not concentrating, it will not have a physical component. Because you've gotten good enough. There's a little bit of physical bulk you can do. But if you want to do quick illusion, we'll do that willpower plus occultism roll, and you can see if it works.
It's 9, 18.
18 will work. So you do quick illusion, but give me that constitution. Um,
Constitution plus, what was it?
Constitution plus I can't remember what I said. Give me Constitution plus Notice.
Plus notice. It's 3, so it's 5. 5, yeah. 13.
13. Okay, so this will not affect your quick illusion. There is a smell as you kind of try to nudge through the door. Someone must have left it unlocked, which is kind of nice. Um, you cannot decide if you like the smell as you enter this kitchen. It is an empty kitchen. There's nobody here yet. It looks like no one's here at all. Guess there's not much prep time you have to do for burgers.
All right. Well, I want to, since I can get in, I want to just kind of just again embrace my inner Veronica Mars, and I want to try to figure out why this person told me not to eat the burgers. I want to know what's going on here and what is wrong with this place.
All right. There's freezer door on one side and an office on the other.
Let's let's start with the
You're
freezer.
running. I can see in your face too all the decisions I've had you made that were one or the other, and you're doing a risk reward
I
analysis right
am.
now.
I am absolutely doing that. I'm gonna do the freezer first.
Okay. You go to the freezer. The freezer door is not locked. It's one of those things where you have to enter in the little slats, and it's very cold. And you kind of wish you'd brought an extra jacket because it is cold. Um, there are boxes there, and they say Sunnydale Meat Company.
I'm gonna I'm gonna open one of the boxes.
All right. You open one of the boxes to find a meat mix, but the meat mix has things in it. Give me that Constitution. Uh, Give me that Constitution. Give me Constitution occultism now.
Okay. 7, 7, 7. Okay. 15.
15. Yeah, this meat has a spell on it uh, to make it to make it more alluring. Um, this meat has chunks of insects in it from what it looks like,
Oh, that's
but
nasty.
you've been smelling it since you entered, and it's masked to smell really like good.
I want to break the wards of magic. I want to try to break this spell that's on this meat.
All right. That is so here's going to be the problem with this.
Okay.
You probably do have the powder with you,
Mm-hmm.
but it is a 30-minute ritual. Let me double check that. Okay.
It
So
is.
I
It's a 30-minute
think
ritual.
yeah. So you have to decide, are you willing to risk the 30 minutes in order to do this?
Yes.
All right. So you're willing to risk it. The problem is that about within 5 minutes of you starting the ritual, someone comes in the back door, and they come into the freezer, and it's the general manager, and they go, "Oh, you must be my new employee. Okay, well, I was gonna start you out on fries instead of burger patties, but if you want to make the burgers, you totally can. What's your name?
Um, Kimmy. My name's Kimmy.
Jimmy. Okay, Andrea. It's good to meet you, Andrea. Andrea, yeah, let's get you started on fries. I'm gonna have you bag them up. I'm gonna show you how to bag them. Welcome to your second day as employee of the Sir Shakes experience. Yeah, we're calling it the experience now. It's good to meet you, Andrea. Let's make sure we get you a name tag and a hairnet.
Okay.
Did they approve that hair color?
They did. They said it would be fine because I have to wear a hairnet anyway, so they said it would be okay.
I'm gonna have a talk with corporate. We're gonna have to do something about that here. That's yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Well,
It's nice
if
to meet
it's
you, Andrea.
nice
Let's
to meet you,
get.
if this is a problem, I can stay back here and do the burger so nobody can see it, and then I can take care of my hair tonight. And when I come in tomorrow, you can have me out in front of people. How's that?
Oh no, that doesn't work. That's not our whole shtick here. We don't have the roller skates, but everybody, except for me, because I got to be back on the computer. Everybody goes out. So let's get you out of this. Let's get you out of the meat freezer here. We'll get you in a hairnet, and we'll get you all started. Um, and you spend the next 3 hours in food prep, food hell. You do get the honor of seeing Denise buy a burger with the AV squad that she has curtailed into making her life documentary because she thinks she's on the hills. So you do get the pleasure of seeing her bite into a burger, but she doesn't seem to notice all of the extra ingredients. She actually seems to like it all the more. Um, but we're going to have you as a food service employee at Sir Shakes, and this is going to be the end of this one on one as the girl that was comforting Carol that hadn't said yes to Mother also enters the restaurant and orders a burger before you can stop her, sadly.
Okay. I would like to say that I'm trying to like catch her eye and I'm like shaking my head, um, but alas, she does not notice me.
Alas, there's a lot going on. By the time that she gets there, it's pretty hopping as it is, and you can only do so much, sadly, as she takes a burger to a table. But there are kind of some empty chairs on the table. And thankfully, it's just Denise. Denise did not bring Amber or Mayhew, because you don't know how much you could take Mayhew at your place of employment as well as everything
No.
else.
And I would like to say that so my parents are hippies and they are very much like they embrace the whole like vegan lifestyle. Um,
Yeah.
Piper does not quite. She does when she's at home, but the fact that she's gonna come home smelling like hamburger is not gonna go over very well with her parents.
I think it's more the idea that you're going to come home smelling like an allure charm, which is not something you know very well, but something
No, this is true.
you can
Oh,
literally tell it's on the air.
please don't let Mayhew come in here when I'm smelling like that.
Oh, I mean, I wasn't gonna, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens next when everyone is in the room together, or at least most of everyone, because there may be more than one Veronica Mars type on the scene.
This is
But
true.
for right now, Piper is stuck in fast food hell. And we'll see what happens next when everybody meets together.
I am very excited for that.